Hi guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel, and today is May 10th, so it is time for 10 on the 10th. And also it's May 10th, so happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. For moms count too, so I hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day. So for 10 on the 10th this month, I had picked out what was left of a Kaiser Craft collection. I had 3 full sheets of pattern paper and then the bulk of these punch outs, and it was from its Kaiser Craft Christmas Carnival, and I will drop a picture in here to show you what it was that I started with. But the papers were double-sided. There was a pattern on one side and then like a busy Christmas pattern on one side and then more of a solid muted pattern on the other side. So I used up the paper and I did use up all of the embellishments. And here are the cards that I made. And for most of them I did use sketches because you know me and just makes things easier for me. But this first one, it's Case the Sketch number 34. And a lot of the punch outs were like journal type cards and they're very slick, and so I decided to try and emboss on them. I heat emboss, figuring that maybe that would help the ink, you know, it would stand out more and then, you know, it wouldn't smear. But my embossing pad was like super juicy, and so like it wasn't very clear embossing. So anyway, this one I did with Joy, and I did it in black embossing powder, and I don't love the way the embossing came out. But anyway, so this was a cut apart, and then this little tree was one of the punch outs, cut aparts, whatever. And then like this tree pattern was one side, and on the back side of it was kind of like this turquoise grid pattern. And then from these were like all in the packaging, like when you punch them out, the framing of the punch outs, I took my like small circle punch and punched out some more little circles, so they're almost like little chipboard dots, whatever. So that was one card. This is my favorite thing, sketch number 457. And again, took one of the punch outs and tried to heat emboss on it with some black ink. Here is the front side of the white dots I used in the last one. This was just punched out of the punch out packaging. I backed my sentiment punch out here on just a white stitched circle. The scalloped edge was a punch out, and then this was the other pattern paper. And I chose this sketch just because I knew I had this scalloped punch out piece that I was wanting to use. This is a sketch from Robin's Craft Room. And here I used 3 of the punch outs. One of them is like a label, and I just turned it backside so you just saw the white just to kind of help this punch out stand out. And then this was a file tab that I cut in half and just put part of it up here at the top. This one, it's Sweet Sunday sketch number 239. And with this one I used 4 punch outs. So this was the back side of the Christmas tree paper, and then this is the back side, the pink is the back side of the ornament paper. So then I used this punch out as my sentiment, and then just used the brackets to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And then they had these little triangles. I think they were supposed to be like photo corners type triangles, but I just trimmed one down and added it to the top instead of the little banner piece up here. This is Mojo Monday. It's just week 2 sketch. And again, there are 4 punch outs on this one. So there was a journal card that had these, like it was a scalloped square, and I just layered it underneath this punch out with a sentiment on it. This is another photo corner. And then this was part of one of the file tabs that I had trimmed down. This is just a sketch from Hand Stamped Sentiments at blogspot.com. And this one I have 2 punch outs on. Up here is a file tab that I had cut down, and this is probably the best, the one that came out the best as far as my heat embossing. And I used like red glitter embossing powder on this one, and it's still not super crisp, but it looks the best of them all. So I have since bought a new and hopefully better embossing pen. And then I just layered that sentiment on some of the pink paper, like the back side of the ornaments, and then I have it up on some foam squares for that one. These two don't have a sketch, but I use kind of the same layout. So just have both of the pattern papers here, and then I embossed this one. I used white embossing powder, and part of it kind of came through as red. So I don't know if that's because I over embossed it. I don't know if it's just the red showing through, or if it's the heat gun like causing the white powder to turn. I don't know. But so there's that one, and then this one I used 2 of the punch outs on. I just kind of layered the presents here, and then added the True Joy of Christmas sentiment one, and then have some foam behind it. So those 2 are similar. This one, it's TSG 230. And I just took 2, this is both the same pattern paper, just used the back side and the front side. And I just used some plain pink cardstock on this one as my mat, and then stamped Season's Greetings, and then added some white punched circles up there. This is My Favorite Thing, sketch number 352. And this one again used some plain pink cardstock, and here's the ornament pattern paper with the back side of the tree pattern paper, and again that Season's Greetings sentiment, and just some white or clear glitter stickles kind of as accents down the side. And I did 2 of these. This is Mojo Monday, sketch number 361. And they're very similar, just kind of used different stripe going on here. This one I used the back side of the ornament paper. I had a strip left of that, and this one I just used plain pink cardstock. And then here, these are what I had left of the circles that I had punched out of that punch out frame sheet. And then just Merry Christmas sentiment. And the last one I have is My Favorite Thing, sketch number 466. And this one, I used the last photo corner up here, and then 2 more of the circles that I had punched out of the punch-out frame. And then this is all the same pattern paper. I just used the back side, the strips here, and then backed it on a pink card mat. So this month I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards for 10 on the 10th. And so like I said, I finished off that collection, and I used some of the remaining punch outs on the inside of the card, or scraps of paper, whichever I had left. So that collection is gone. I couldn't find dates for it, but I know it's been in my collection for a long time, or in my stash for a long time. So I thought it would be fun because of the colors. I do like the colors, but for some reason I struggled with the punch outs and how to use them. So kind of glad that this one is done and out of my stash, and I got more cards that I can add to my Christmas stash for the holidays. But this is the collab hosted by Kim at MetalScrappinChick, so please be sure to check out the other collaborators who are listed in the description box below and see the Christmas cards that they got made up this month. If you guys have any questions on anything, let me know. The sketches, as always, will be listed in the description box. But I thank you guys so much for your time today, and I hope you're having a crafty day.